everybody. Friday night. We're in the sheds this week. We've got our buddy here, Martin Oak, in his shed and I'm in my shed because basically we're in lockdown. So, shit. Totally shit.
Shit, man. I have a new buddy tonight.
Who's your new buddy? Oh,
Paul here.
Paul the Skeleton.
This is Paul the Skeleton.
Paul looks like he's a bit more lively than me.
He's better company, better chat. He doesn't put me down. He doesn't treat me as the other one. Other man on the show, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
He gives me the sort of respect you deserve.
I'm away from him and he starts attacking me. That's what I like to see.
He's not always jumping in and abusing me, you know, and trying to make a mug out of me. He's good. He's a good fella.
What can you say? So, this week, we are back. It's week 6 of the show. We're doing week 5 of the fantasy football, which is previously passed. What else have we got? We've got our sponsor this month is Toffee Art. Some of his work here in the back of behind me. Sorry, that's great work as always. There's his wee one he done for me. Celtic and Inter Milan. And then he has our Pelly one that you all know is our praise this week, or this month.
Magic.
So we're going to talk fantasy football week 5. We're going to have a special guest from down under, which we've had to get out of bed. What else have we got? We have got a match analysis. What's in your box? What's in your box now? Sponsored by Bad Boy Boxes.
Yes.
And then we have Painter's Corner and we have Ruby. So we'll kick on and get started in the fantasy football.
Shade.
Here goes anyway. Fantasy football talk. So, fantasy football, Martin Oak. We have no change to the top 3. We still have Paul Pearson, who won last month. He's still top. He got 76 points, so he's on 336 points. He had, like many people, he had Harry Kane as his captain. He got him 32 points. He had Son, 13 points, and Martinez and Nets for Villa got him 9 points.
Very good.
We had Trevor Cowdery still in second with Trevenage. He got 76 points also. Again, Harry Kane 32, Sterling 11, Salah 7. And then, let me see, Barry's the only one that's moved into the top 3. Barry Spence.
Our Barry's in top 3 now?
He's top 3, so he's on 309 points. So he's like roughly 27 points behind the leader. So he had a good week. All the top 3 had 76 points each. But Barry used his triple captain. Good move, Barry. Triple captain got him 48 points for one player. Harry Kane.
Who was that? Harry Kane?
Harry Kane got him 48 points.
Bastard.
So, let me see. That leaves us with... Harry Kane got him 48 points and Ings got him 7, and then he had a couple of clean sheets. So the highest point scorer for this month is a guy called Richie Gallagher. His team's called Matty and Beth, and he had 101 points.
Jesus. Very good. In the 1 week? And it moved him up to 6th place and 291 points in total. Roughly his team was Son captain, Kane 16, Werner 16, Bruno Fernandes and Ross Barkley both got him 11. So that was our highest score. Our lowest score, I just thought I'd bring this up. We never cover this normally. Our lowest score was Craig Duckla Prague. He only managed a measly 38 points and he's dropped to 27th in the league. Just thought I'd throw that in because Rangers beat Celtic at the weekend. And then I noticed a great name the other night. and I don't know, maybe we did talk about it before, but I think it's quite funny. Dean Gorman, his name is Balotelli Tubbies.
Very good. Very good.
Balotelli Tubbies. I'm guessing he's a Man City supporter, but good name. He's up to 23rd with 222 points. Like to give our wee mention to the guy that came up with the idea for the show, Gary Nolan. He had a big score of 84 points and he moved them up to 4th. And his son Dahi has dropped to 14th. He only got 42 points. So come on, Dahi. You were our leader at one stage, our youngest leader. Only 10, so come on. Martin, you're down to 18th.
Bad week. I made up balls. I never looked at it. And then it was a Friday night or something like that. I don't know when. It might have been Saturday fucking morning. I changed my team, and I would have had a magic team. I had fucking Son and everything on it. And I played that fucking cunt.
Oh, language.
A broken arm or something.
Language, no, you can't be saying that.
De Bruyne or something like that.
Kevin De Bruyne.
He had a broke arm. He never played. Donkey. And but whatever happened, I was too lit changing that team. So they played the fucking bucket squad that I already had up.
Yeah. Again, read the rules and you'll know all these things. It normally tells you when you go on the page, it tells you like a time that your team has to be registered for on the actual site. So
have a look at that.
Have a look at that. I'm still 24th.
Shade.
I want to give a wee mention at the Battle of the Bottom. The Battle of the Bottoms turned out to be a good battle. So Jude is on. He got 48 points this week, and he's on 161 points. And he had Connor Cody 6 points, Digne for Everton 7 points, Salah Captain 14 points, and Jimenez for Wolves 8 points. Jimenez goal to me was an OG, so I don't know why he got 8 points, but whatever. Oshin is on. He got 57 points this week, and he's on 141. So there's 20 points between them two at the bottom. And remember, Oshin started a week late.
Is there a wooden spoon prize?
There is. There's a prize for last place. So you don't really want to win a prize for last place, do you?
No, means you're shit. Means you're shit at everything. Means you're the shittest thing in the world if you're getting a prize for getting last.
Well, that's what can I say. So Oshin had Nick Pope. I wonder why he had the Pope in nets. He had Tarkovsky 6 points, Calvin Lewin 6 points, Harry Kane 8 points, and Nick Pope got him 11.
Right.
Now here this is where I'm gonna end fantasy. Am I? Yes, I am. I'm gonna end the fantasy here, but I'm gonna change something at the end. So our buddy Simon is up to 20th. He got 78 points, 235 points. Right.
Right.
Breaking news. News at 10.
Breaking news.
News at 10.
Let's hear it.
Simon Stewart, I think, held probably Europe's biggest unbeaten run in Subbuteo. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say he had the biggest run in Europe or Subbuteo with 26 wins. The last man to beat him before he went on his unbeaten run was Sven. 30
Nice.
Sven? You're not giving them 30 Sven, no?
No. I've been admonished for
Right, okay.
saying things like he's a dirty hooer and oh, you mean that dirty hooer? So I don't say things like that anymore.
Right. Well, Sven beat him and took his record off him. So you're going to call him Dirty Sven? Nice, Sven. Put him in the Simon Stewart's biggest unbeaten run in Europe, I say, for Subbuteo. If anybody wants to come and challenge that undefeated record of 26 games undefeated, give us a message and let us know. So, yeah, that's that.
That's impressive.
The Premier League has kicked off tonight, Friday night, with the game Villa against Leeds as we speak. So we don't know where that's going to happen because we're using our resources to do this, so we can't check scores. Can't. So, our guest. You wanna introduce him? Do you wanna say something? No.
I just like to welcome from pretty much as far away as you can get.
Wow,
the
pretty
beautiful, glorious land down under.
far. He's on the Fosters.
Friend of our club, a Friday friend, a Derry City competitor, the one, the only, Mr. Benji Batten.
Way!
G'day, you bloody legends. G'day, you bloody legends.
Welcome everybody, Martin. Welcome our good friend Benji Batten, all the way from Australia, from the Melbourne Table Football Club, Table Soccer Club.
Morning, guys. What's the crack? What's happening?
All good, Benji.
Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. It's been quite a while since I last saw you, Martin. I think it was in Glasgow, maybe a couple of years ago when we played at the Grand Prix that I saw you last.
Was that 2018, Benji? 2 years?
Yeah, a couple of years back. So
it's like yesterday.
Yeah, definitely fresh memories of great time in Scotland, and not too much longer before that when I was in Derry. So it was awesome.
Yeah, Benji, I have to apologise for not being there that day. I never got to meet you, so I didn't.
It was a big shame. Well, do you have a good excuse at least?
I think it was working. I don't know what I was doing.
God knows what he was doing. Picking his arse just somewhere. Nobody see him.
No, Benji, have you got yourself? You're from the, I would call Australia the king of beers. Have you got a beer with you?
I do. I'm not drinking one right now. I don't know how that fits in a stereotype, but I have brought a couple to share. The first one I've got to share here is called, it's by Bent Spoke Brewing Co. It's from Canberra, which is the capital city, so it's a bit further north from Melbourne, and it's called Barley Griffin, which is a play on words because the big lake there is called the Burley Griffin, so they've gone a bit crafty. Yeah.
And what else have you got? Another one there? No.
I do as well. We've got, this one is a big one. We've got an old hooky from Hook Norton Brewery. I think this one's from England, from the UK. So handcrafted in the Cotswold Hills.
Lovely. So an Australian has an English beer with him as well. So at the minute. At the minute, we don't have Bradley. We don't have Bradley on the screen, but I know he's drinking a Foster's.
I can see him, and I can see his big Foster's, which I love. And I'll put on the record here that, I mean, I had many of Foster's when I was in the UK, probably because it was the cheapest beer that you could get at the pub. I was a student, so I was keeping it cheap. But I'll put it on the record: Foster's isn't sold here in Australia. It's only an export beer.
What?
You bought fake beer, Bradley?
Your whole life is a lie. Poor man's Carlton Draft is probably the better one. I'm pretty sure that one's made in Manchester, actually.
Here's the Paul. He can have it. I'm fucking disgusted.
Right, I want to get into these questions, Benji. Is that okay? Because I don't know I know it's 6 a.m. in the morning there for you, so
let's go for it.
You just want to tell everybody basically your Subbuteo story and how you get started in Subbuteo and where you've gone to with it.
Yeah, sure. I guess my Subbuteo story is probably a bit different to most people because I'm probably of that next generation who didn't grow up with it when it was really played in its prime, I guess originally 60s, 70s, 80s. So I picked it up in 2013, so quite recently, really. I was 13 at the time, and I'd actually stumbled upon it on an online soccer forum for our local club, which was Melbourne Heart at the time, and discovered the game on a forum, and I thought, wow, this looks pretty cool. And the name Subbuteo sort of rang a bell, and it had been talked about a bit at home because Dad actually played it when he was growing up in South Africa, so bit different, but he grew up in South Africa and was sort of playing at a boarding school at like secret games late at night so that they wouldn't get caught by like the boarding house supervisors and stuff. And he was telling me that the first time he ever scored like a goal in one of their sort of bootleg underground competitions, he was screaming so loudly that the boarding house staff came up to see what all the commotion was about.
He got everybody in trouble then?
Yeah, I think so. I think the league was off after that.
Cancelled.
So he sort of knew about it, and then I found the game, and quite luckily that was the time where there were some sets being sold, some of the newer sets. So I picked one up from there and sort of taught myself. It was quite lucky at the time. There were a few other players in Melbourne sort of discovering it, and so we started a club going. There's a guy called Carl Young, who very, very famous Subbuteo player originally from Wales, and played in the World Cups, the famous Justice Game, and he's so a really top player, and he came out of retirement, I guess, to help us start this club in Melbourne.
Get you going.
Right.
Cool.
So we got it going in Melbourne, and I guess we started from there, and sort of started travelling a bit around Melbourne to play, and sort of the tournaments didn't exist, but we made them as we went. So I was sort of quite involved in helping to restart in Melbourne, and so we started back in Melbourne, and then probably about when I was, I think, 14 or 15, went up to Sydney for the first time and met Steve Detre, who is currently the president of Fistif.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, legend, absolute legend. Met the guys up in Sydney, and so we sort of started from there. We started an Australian association back up, so was involved with the Australian Table Football Association. I was president for about a year and a half, and on the committee for probably 3.5, 4 years, and sort of from there, Australia didn't seem to be enough, and been super lucky to have played. I did the count. I've played in 12 countries, 12 countries across the US, Singapore, and countries around the UK and Europe, and that's just been super lucky. A couple of trips sort of tied in with holidays or family holidays, and in particular the last couple of trips when I studied in Manchester on a student exchange for 6 months, and tied that in with playing in the World Cup in Gibraltar and a few tournaments around the UK, which probably brings me to how I know you guys and getting across to Derry, which is quite a cool little story. And I'll start with something I've brought, which is a prized piece of my collection.
Oh, but yeah.
So this is a Derry Gar shirt. So I'm not sure if you know this, Lawrence, but the sport that I sort of got into and play now is I play Gaelic football. And I got into that when I was studying in Manchester, and obviously the team's made up of sort of Irish international students, and got along with them super well, and they got over to sort of New Year's and went over to visit them and said, come over for a visit, and it worked out perfectly. I realised that I was going to be in and about the area, so got in touch with Martin Oag and managed to get myself out for a tournament in Derry. So Simon Stewart picked me up. We drove from Sandy Row in Belfast.
Nice place.
Nice place. Good.
That's where my hostel was. And so Simon and I drove along across the country, stopped at the big O'Neill superstore in Derry as well on the way through.
That's right.
Get yourself a Derry shirt then.
Yeah, I think I got myself a shirt and some gloves to take back, which I still play with. So yeah, it's great. And then managed to get myself out to the social club, and we had a great day playing with yourself, Martin Oag, your brother, and Simon, and Linus. It was great.
That was great.
It sounded a great day.
Draw.
Sorry, Simon or Martin. Simon.
Holy fuck. That's as bad as it gets.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
That was the scene of Benji and Kenny Beggs, our own legend, Kenny. Their 0-0 battle. It was like a chess match.
That's actually our highlights match this week. You and Kenny.
See some of the highlights of that again, Benji. Lots of shots. About 4.
The score, that one was a very tight one. I think there was a few good goals in some of the other games, but yeah, it's just great crack. Always good to play in a pub with the drinks flowing and the crack flowing, and yeah, it's just what I love about this game is you go anywhere with it. You can play it in a bar. You can play it in your bedroom, your living room. As long as you've got sort of a meter around the table, you can play the game to its best ability. You can play it perfectly anywhere, and it's so much fun. It's one of the great joys. Like, I just absolutely love it. And yeah, it's been serious withdrawals this year. We haven't been able to play much in Melbourne. We've sort of been in lockdown since about March.
Same as us, Benji.
Same as us.
Same as us.
So
No games at all.
sorry to push you on a bit, because my iPad's running out of battery here. It's only on 5%, so I don't know what we're gonna do.
You ever heard of a charger?
I had to borrow my daughter's iPad. It's a fucking nightmare. So
Alright, I'll pass on.
I'll need to work something out. We might have to cut and go and get something else and get a laptop or something. So, is that your story, or is that the end of your story? Do you want me to move on to your next question?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of my nutshell. Playing here in Australia, and lucky enough to have played sort of at the World Cup and a few tournaments overseas, and just love it. So yeah, what's next?
Just basically this. I don't know. You have covered it a bit there with Steve Directory, and basically the scene in Australia seems to be really buzzing at the minute. There's a lot going on. So basically, what do you think of the scene, and who's the top players in Australia? I mean, I would say you're probably. Are you maybe one of the number one players in Australia? Would you go that far?
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly not too far off. Lucky enough to have made a few appearances for the national team, but if it's sometimes in the A team, sometimes in the B team, because we've got a few other really solid players. Table football has really enjoyed a great few years in Australia. We sort of revived it a few years ago, and it's just boomed with sort of clubs across the country. A sort of a Grand Prix and International Open that alternate between Melbourne and Sydney each year. And even this year hasn't been too much happening in quite a few of the states with quite firm restrictions. But a big shout out to the club in Perth with Subbuteo Perth and Hugh Best, and the club in Brisbane, because the restrictions are pretty good. Like, there's not many over there, so they've been playing pretty solidly all year, and that's good to see that where people can in Australia, they still are. So yeah, it's a great scene in Australia, and I'd highly encourage anyone in the future in a travel permitting world to try and come out to one of our big tournaments, because they are a lot of fun and played in great spirit. Some of the best players here, we've got a couple in Melbourne, Carl Young and Peter Thomas from my club. They played at a very high level sort of growing up in the UK. But sort of the more Australian-based regular players, you've got Fabrizio Coco, who's in Sydney. Rob Green is based in Sweden, but he's really strong as well. They play both for the national team pretty regularly. And in Melbourne, you've got Benny Ng, who is actually Singaporean, so he plays for the Singapore national team, but he's probably the strongest active player in Melbourne. I think we used to have a good rivalry, but now he just pumps me. He's really good.
He's a good guy as well, Benny. He was the Freddie friend as well one time.
Absolutely, yeah, he's good value. Lethal, really, really good player. A great example of someone who, if you really want to take that to the next level and you really put the hours in and the training and keep playing, you can really get there.
And he did a brilliant. What did they do? Was it the Australian Open or an Asian Open or something, where they had the videos and they had different angles and they did the commentary over it when they were playing on the live stream? So that's magic, man.
That's something that I'm probably gonna, along with Steve, claim credit for. So yeah, probably the crowning achievement of my Subbuteo sort of involvement was we held the Asian Cup in Melbourne in 2018, and that was 48 in the Open, 16 in the under-19s, and 6 in the ladies, 12 clubs, and 3 national teams. So
fuck, that's magic, man.
Yeah, that was really the peak of what it was all about, and that was a fantastic pleasure to organise with people like Benny, who the other club in Melbourne, they put it on with us. My friend, clubmate Luke Razaminski has done a lot for the game here in Melbourne as well, so that was fantastic. We love it here in Australia.
So Benji, the next question is: you've travelled a bit about Europe. Do you want to tell us how you left Australia to go travelling around Europe and why and whatever possessed you?
Yeah, that's a great question. Where it comes from is mostly to do with I played a lot of soccer or football growing up, and you get all these guys from sort of with English, Irish, Italian families that would go, oh, you think soccer's good here? Wait till you see it in Europe. Wait till you see it in the UK. And I was like, all right, mate. Like, you think it's so good? I'm gonna have to go see it for myself. And sure enough, it was. I absolutely loved it. So I spent 6 months studying in Manchester in the UK on a university exchange, and it was kind of a long-term plan to tie that in with the World Cup, because I hit it. It was the only tournament I'd ever played at under-19 level, because I was always playing in the Opens in Australia, so managed to play the under-19s World Cup, which was great.
So you actually played in the Soccer World Cup for under-19s?
The table soccer one.
Oh, the table soccer. I thought you were away playing for Socceroos.
No, I'm just wearing the shirt because all my Subbuteo stuff's back at home.
Right.
But no, I was just playing it. I referee it, so that's my sort of side hobby. And yeah, everyone was always like, "Oh, you think it's so good in Australia? Like, wait till you see the football culture in the UK." So I thought, all right, we'll go check it out. So I went and did that and had a ball, and we went to the World Cup. So after that, met some great people, and you sort of see the same people around. And based in the UK, was able to go play in Bristol, in London Road in Wales, in Glasgow in Scotland, and
yeah, I've seen you at London Road. That's right.
Sort of get a bit everywhere, so it's been super lucky. A lot of it is sort of I'll go to travel around and visit friends or doing something in those cities, and then just reaching out to people sort of on Facebook. It's quite good now with Facebook. You can just reach out, and I mean everyone's pretty keen for a game. So a lot of the tournaments and stuff I play are on, like, could be like a Tuesday night or whenever people are free. So it's been fantastic, and I miss it a lot. But it's the sort of thing where even just now, I think I appreciate just being able to play pretty locally, and yeah, you go anywhere in the world and it feels pretty comfortable. You feel like when you walk into a Subbuteo venue, it just feels like home. So it's pretty. Sounds pretty cheesy maybe, but it's kind of nuts that you'd be anywhere in the world and you walk into a Subbuteo room and you just feel like completely like you know where you are and comfortable. It's nuts.
Yeah. Brilliant. Benji, I have to say it's amazing how far how far away you live and how much you've came in contact with people like we all know. You know, it's like you've just came from down south in Ireland and came and played Subbuteo and went home again. You know, it's pretty crazy. So the next part is our favourite part, and everybody's favourite part, I think, is what's in your box. So we are going to ask. We're going to have a look at your box because I'm sure, as everyone knows, you've been around the world. It's going to be steeped in history, and stickers. So we will let everybody see what's in your box.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Alright, Watsy and Martin, here we go. What's in the box? So this is my Subbuteo box that travels with me to different tournaments around Melbourne, around the country and around the world. So the way that I've sort of gone to set up the box is it's very much designed around travelling, being nice and portable, pretty no nonsense, hard metal case, so designed to sort of go through lots of planes, trains, buses, everything in between. And yeah, quite a good little collection of stickers have been built up, mostly from sort of travelling and playing in tournaments such as the World Cup and playing in different tournaments, different countries. So got a few Australian clubs in here, such as Subbuteo Parramatta, my club Melbourne, Perth you got there in the middle, and then a few other clubs from overseas, such as we've got Kent in England, Wiener Neustadt from Austria, SG Lions are there from Singapore, and got Belenenses in Portugal. Apologies if I butchered any of these pronunciations. And then Great Club in Ireland, in Derry. And yeah, a few of the other different countries. You've got the Austrian Federation there, the French Federation, the Belgian one, the American. So yeah, nice little variety there. Shout out to Simon and Sporting Club Kyrgyzstan. So yeah, that's sort of nice little collection of stickers that have somehow managed to pull themselves up across the last few years. And then going into the box itself, a few more stickers running out of space. It's all very practical, so I've got a couple of polishing cloths, but I don't travel with a sort of wet polish because can't really be having that spill or get over any of the bags or anything that I'm traveling with, so can't be having that. Got a measuring tool, just keeps it nice and easy for if I have to referee games, but I also normally have a timer as well, but that seems to have escaped. I think it ran out of battery. So I've got two teams. This team is painted by John Halpin in Scotland, and they are on Extreme Workspaces. I don't know the exact name of the team, but they're red and white to match my Melbourne TFC, my club. And we've got a team here on Snipers, a nice Argentina team. And I like these ones with nice plain figures because they're super easy to change if they ever fall out. A few balls. And then, this is one of my favourite parts. I've got, a cat, my Subbuteo goalkeeper, pretty handy. Would recommend highly. And then this is the kind of nifty section is under. I've actually got a bit of an under section where I keep a couple of figures, but also lots of stickers, so that whenever I'm travelling, I always have a sticker to give anyone from our club in Melbourne or some of our tournaments, and I pick up stickers from other clubs such as London Road there in Wales. So I think this is quite a nifty little section at the bottom that I've always got a steady supply of stickers, so that whenever I'm travelling I have one to sort of give to anyone at the club that I'm visiting. So it's nice, small, compact, no nonsense really, just about everything you need there to be and not much more, and it packs pretty firmly and sort of gets back on its way. So that is what's in my box.
So, fantastic box, Benji. Have to say, like, great teams.
Benji's box is brilliant.
Benji's box is brilliant. Steady on.
That's the real BBB, Brian. That's what your bad boy box should be. Benji's brilliant box.
Fuck you, Daly.
Chaz name's all over the box, isn't it?
Hey, Benji's brilliant boxes. You see this?
Benji's brilliant boxes. Well, Benji, I have to say, I definitely want to thank you for coming on. Getting you out of bed at 6 a.m. in the morning has been probably the highlight of your day to come on our show. A few technical issues, but this is a whole bend in process with you.
It's a new normal.
The new
normal for everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Absolute star. You're an absolute star. You're one of life's good people, and you're a Subbuteo legend. All over.
I'm raging. I'm fucking raging. I never got to share a table with you and play with you, but I'm sure you're going to end up back here at some stage with all the connections you have.
For sure. Thank you. Yeah, we had a good game, Martin. I think I might have got a bit of luck, probably from my end. You're a good player.
You're quite lucky. All right, you're quite lucky.
You'll get me in the reverse picture. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. It's great to sort of talk about table football and the scene, particularly like we haven't played in a few months here, and already being able to come on, suddenly I was bringing over a pitch and getting over some things and flicking around because I haven't done that in ages, and I was like, I miss this so much.
I know. We're all in the same boat, unfortunately.
Brilliant, mate.
But we'll get out of it. We'll get back and do it.
We
will. So thanks so much for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Benji. I really do. I really appreciate it, and that you've been an absolute star. And hopefully, everybody in Australia tunes in and watches the show. And if they're not, you need to go around and start knocking doors. Watch the show. The best show going.
Pleasure, man.
Cheers, guys.
Benji, thank you.
Alright. Benji, bye bye bye.
So, cheers. Thanks to Benji for coming on. Fantastic. This definitely, it's just great to have somebody coming on every week. We've
He's a wee
already.
star, Benji.
Benji's a good lad, isn't he, Martin?
Yes, he is. He's
So-
a credit to Australia.
We're going to show you match highlights of Benji playing Sir Kenny.
Kenny
So-
the legend.
But we'll let you watch the match highlights and we'll catch you after these.
He just couldn't quite see. Oh. Oh my God. Yeah, I'll just.
It's a different tortoise. Was it a different tortoise or not?
Mark knows it turned to Manchester United. Subbuteo league. Taking our lucky, just unable to score. Another.
Oh, come on.
What a terrible, boring game.
Our match highlights are from Benji and Kenny. So obviously a 0-0, not a exciting match, but I thought we'd throw in the highlights from Benji because we're going all Australian this week. And Bradley, I forgot to show you. I forgot to wear this during the match, during the interview with him.
Ah, you loser, man.
Sorry, Benji. I know you're away, but I forgot to wear my Aussie hat, my favourite Aussie summer
Well,
hat.
we're still all laws. We're still in the Fosters.
We're still in the Fosters. We're still in Australia.
Paul actually has a slight Australian twang. You may not pick it up on the camera, but it's definitely there.
Well, so Benji ended up the eventual winner that day, didn't he?
Benji took the honours that day on goal difference.
His name's inscribed on the Wasp trophy.
That's it. He's gone down in the annals of Derry City Table Football Club history as a Wasper winner for a very special one-off. I think it was a mid-winter cup we put it on as. Benji, great player. Great player. He was very consistent. He only faltered coming up against Kenny, and again Kenny only faltered coming up against him.
Yeah.
Not the most goal-filled or exciting of matches, but a very technically spotted-on game.
He seems like a great player, and he's a great kid. It really was fucking brilliant to have him on it. I know we keep saying
Benji's a fucking superstar. He's a credit to all the Australians rave about Benji.
Yeah.
And he's an absolute gentleman of a young fella, really is.
So it was nice to have him on. So that's the match highlights. We've had Benji. We've had Painters. We're going to go for Painters Corner now. So this week it's a wee bit of a twist in Painters Corner this week. So I set out a challenge, Martin, on I think it was Wednesday morning after Man United beat PSG 2-1 in the Champions League. So United had this zebra kit that they wear. I don't know if you've seen it. I showed you the figure out on with the zebra, didn't I? No?
Yes, I did. I seen that.
So
that year was Man United.
I set all the painters a challenge on Twitter. Who could do one, and we'll post them all up here tonight. So you can decide. So we'll call them A, B, C, and D. There's four painters. I know a lot of people they're too busy. A lot of the painters are just far too busy. Toffee art with Christmas orders, Callum with Christmas orders. So what I did was I got 4 contributors. So our first is
I'm just noticing that I wasn't invited to take part in this.
You're not on Twitter. You don't contribute on Twitter.
Well, I mean, you got my phone number. You know where I live. You're fucking around here every other day. You could have said.
Haven't been around there in a week, remember?
Week.
We're knocked down.
Alright.
Motherfucker.
You live an entire 5 minutes away.
Sorry, Jesus. Right. First painter. I'm going back down under. Should have worn scuba gear for this. So our first painter is our good friend, Kev Halliday.
He's a star
from Australia. So Kev is going to be number A.
Number A. He's going to be number A, is he?
Number A.
Well, it's Australian. It's a topsy-turvy world, isn't it? Everything's up in its arse. Number A.
So number A is going to be Kev.
Dickhead.
This is Kev's. This is Kev's Bruno Fernandes. He's done Bruno Fernandes.
Beautiful.
So A is Kev. If you think A is the best, just comment underneath the YouTube post A. Got it? And I'll put a link to all the Twitter feeds in the description box. So if you want to give him a wee follow, give him a wee shout on Twitter. So that's, and also Kev has done a lovely Scotland ladies team. You can see them there in the photo, pink. It's going
Beautiful.
to bring me on quickly here to. There's a guy, Paul Good or Goad. He's a 3D printer, and he's created figures. Do you see them?
Seen them.
See them?
Fantastic.
£2 a figure almost. Not your
But they're swankadank.
not your 33p that you normally pay or something, you know.
No, but they're...
But they're beautiful, and he's done women's figures. So they
So
have
to get the hair and
they
the hair and everything.
they're curvy in the right places and
Bosoms. We're allowed to say bosoms.
bosoms. So check him out as well if you want to get them. £2 odds a figure. I'm not sure. I think he might be in America. I'm not 100% sure. But 3D printed figures. Nice. So our next one, and I must say, Kev's Soccer Quakers is 25th in the fantasy football.
Good on you, Kev.
He's below me. He's below
That's,
me.
that's bad. If you're below Watsy, it's fucking bad.
Shut up, you. Is from Cowerfield, last month's sponsor.
This is number B.
This is number B.
Dickhead.
Letter 2. Letter number 2.
Right.
So that's Cowerfield, and again he has done the zebra kit. So
Beautiful.
and he's done Fred, the Man United player Fred. So this is B. If you want to vote for B, vote B.
Fred's
Fred,
quite
aye.
familiar.
Get
Quite
him into your
familiar.
fantasy. He's all right. You get your bookings.
Is Fred his first name or is Fred his surname?
Fred's his name. He's Brazilian. He's just called Fred.
It's just called Fred. His mother and father just called him Fred.
I christen ye.
Oh, new
Fred.
baby. What do we call him? Fuck, I don't know. What? Fuck, Fred.
I'm
that'll
sure he's
do.
called Fred de Silva de Santos de Dominguez.
You alright?
Do we not have a new
Frederico?
Do we not have a new friend from Brazil called Fred?
No, he's German.
Is he? Aye, but he's Brazilian.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah, Fred's Brazilian.
Up a Fred. St. Pauli boy.
So our St. Pauli friend is Fred, and he's Brazilian. Right, moving on. Next one, Subbuteo Legends. Subbuteo Legends obviously just doesn't do the figure standing on the base like we all did. Standard. Subbuteo Legends has done this. Kicking Marcus Rashford. So this is what?
Swankadank.
This is number C. This is number C.
Number C.
This is number C, which is beautiful, by the way.
You're a dick.
It is. So don't let me influence anybody. I'm not influencing anyone. This is number C, right? Subbuteo
But
Legends.
that is the best one.
Don't.
We can't say that. But
And
you vote with your hearts.
vote with your hearts. Vote with your hearts. I think he's trying to get votes here by moving them and kicking them and all. So anyway, that's Subbuteo Legends. And
You're on there now. Number D.
number D. Me. I started this.
You.
Yeah, well, it was me started it, so
It's nice to be involved in things, isn't it?
sorry I didn't call you up. You wouldn't have had time. You're too busy making all our fucking graphics and videos and intros and you know.
All right.
You have. If I give you that job with that zebra kit,
I never pin Subbuteo man anyway.
if I hadn't give you that Subbuteo,
I don't pint all my own teams anyway.
I
know
know
what I
you do. I know you. Is this an argument? Is this our first argument?
No. It's hardly worth first if it were an argument. But
Anyway, like I was saying, if I had got you to do this zebra kit, you wouldn't have done Benji's beautiful wee kangaroo jumping across the screen for his intro.
quite offensive. But
You know what I
you
mean?
know, I am merely the monkey. The organ grinder turns the wheel. I
You want me
merely
to-
dance.
Do you want me to
I
slip a
merely
wee?
dance. I merely dance to Watsy's tune.
Do you want me to slip a wee ad in this week again for big BBBB boxes?
Benji's best box.
Do you want me to slip a wee ad in again
Stick it on.
with the sexy music and all?
Stick it on. Sexy Brian, sexy boxes.
Cue the ad. We're cutting to a break. Even though YouTube don't advertise on our page because we don't have enough followers, we're putting our own ads in, okay? So here's an ad for big, beautiful...
Big sexy Brian's sexy boxes.
Brian's big, sexy boxes. Right,
Brian's big sexy box.
Brian's bastard boxes.
Big bastard sexy Brian's box. Sexy boxes. Sexy Subbuteo boxes. There's no disputing it.
Right.
The sexiest of all the sexy boxes.
We're obviously not putting the ad in because
Pride of place in the shit.
you keep talking over it. The ad's not going to end, Brian, sorry.
Stick it on.
No, take too long. We'll see. If it appears, let's get in. Right. This is an order of community service. You wanna hear this?
Go.
Our league leader, right? Paul Pearson. Okay? He is doing a lottery bonus ball. Okay, so he has a under 11s football team. So with winter coming in, with COVID, they're not getting any money, they're not getting any support. So he's raising money for the kids to get them winter training tops. So it's £2. It's £2 a ball. I have sent to him £6 for me and you. So you owe me £2.
Magic.
I bought you a ball and then I bought myself 2. Right?
So I get 1 and you get 2.
Well,
because I'm just the other boy.
You're not on as big a wage as me.
Fuck.
You know, I get the big money for being presenter, and then you get the less money for being co-presenter.
Fucking Bez, the dancing monkey at the side of the show.
Right, let me go on about this.
The lesser known half of Table Football Weekly.
Table Football Weekly, right. Shut up, you can get us in trouble. Right, so you can check them out on Facebook or you can check them out on Twitter. I'll put all those links up for what it's basically Flicks for Kicks on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Give him a shout. He will take PayPal off you. £2 a ball. The draw is being done on the 22nd of November. Basically, he needs. It works out.
Flicks for Kicks.
Flicks for kits. Kits for flicks.
You fucked that up.
Kits
Our
for,
Gareth, Flicks for Kicks.
I said kits for flicks.
You said Flicks for Kicks.
Flicks for kicks.
Flicks for Kicks is Gareth.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Gareth Christie is Flicks for Chris.
Well, he's kits. 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 Kits for flicks.
Quite different.
Similar but different.
One is a Scottish international Subbuteo player producing the finest Subbuteo 5-a-side and full-size tables in the world.
Are you on a
plug? And the others,
kids for flicks.
I'm just saying, Gareth's A1. Gareth's a friend of the club. Gareth's a #1 guy. Can't steal his fucking name. Hand it off to me.
I didn't steal his name.
Nick, I'm sure Nick's lovely. Sure, you're lovely, Nick.
You're in great form here. And his name's not Nick, it's Paul.
Who's Nick?
I don't know where you got Nick from. Anyway.
Well, Paul.
Anyway, he needs your help. So basically, the £2. There's 59 bonus numbers in the lotto. So 50, 60, and 60. He's getting £128 for the kids. We can, if anyone wants to sponsor the guy, give him a hand. You want to get a wee name across the kids' kits? Send him a couple of pounds to get in touch.
Send us a wee link for that, and we'll put it in the Derry City Table Football Club page as well.
Perfect. We'll get that on our.
Get them out there.
Get it all on our socials, so to speak. Hey, so good luck with that, and like I say, we've bought a couple of balls. So, well, that's. Let me see now. Ruby. You want to introduce it?
Ruby.
Hi Lawrence, because of lockdown restrictions there's been no games, so I've been doing practicing and lots of games with my dad. Unfortunately I lost 4-0 in the last game, but we keep on playing, and so I'd like to show you my Liverpool team that Martin Blanchard has made for me. This is Henderson, the captain, with his armband. And this is number 14. And then this is Mo Salah with his beard, and he's number 11. And then this is Mane with his blonde streak in his black jet hair, and he's number 10. So this is my wonderful Liverpool team that I use in every game I play ever since Martin Blanchard decaled and painted them for me.
So that was Ruby. She's had, what would you say, her dad bullied her 4-0.
He's a brute. He's an absolute brute. I've been on the end of him, and he's not. You wouldn't say he was the most gentlemanly of players.
No, definitely not.
To be fair,
Beating the daughter 4-0, you think you'd stop at 2, wouldn't you?
he uses his height as an advantage. Ruby just about reaches Kane's knee, you know, and she's up over the top of the table like that.
Yeah.
And he's leaning away down on it. You know, he's. But it's good practice for her. One thing about our Ruby, never stops practicing. Never stops.
Great wee player, our Ruby. So Ruby, keep up the flicking, and her father did tell me that she really loves doing these little videos because it gives her something to focus on while we're in lockdown, and she's not playing as much, so she enjoys doing the wee videos for us. So thanks always, Ruby. Good, it's good to have them, and it's good to show what's going on the young players these days. So keep up the good work, Rubes.
Ruby is the cream of the crop. World number 1.
Bradley, we've run out of stuff to talk about, so it's been a different sort of evening.
That's because we're doing this weekly. If we were doing this monthly,
monthly,
we'd have loads of shit to talk about. You'd be fed up listening to this.
There'd be hours and hours of this.
I know, you think, fucking shit of them boys.
Jeez.
They're doing it every month, you know what I mean?
What do you call your skeleton?
Paul?
You should have got a blonde in to cover her. you made have got us more followers.
Wearing a hat.
You made
Paul used to be a blonde.
A blonde female?
They rotted away.
No, well, Pauline, you could have got a Pauline. Pauline? I think we
Paul.
We need a female to get the followers.
We'll see what we can do. I'll put a frock on Paul.
Put a frock on Paul next week. So, next week we're back in the same situation because this lockdown's for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I don't know what.
We'll iron out the technical difficulties.
Well, I'll charge the iPad next week. It lasted pretty well, didn't it?
It's alright, but I mean, it doesn't take much to charge an iPad, man.
It's not my
But
iPad.
we'll not go on about it.
It's a child's iPad. Right. We'll not go on about it. We'll get out of here before he cuts you off, and then it ends, and that's it.
Okay, dog.
Right. Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for Benji. Thanks to Toffee Art for sponsoring us. Just hopefully you enjoy this little video, and you come back next week. And we're not going to monthly.
Thanks to Paul for sitting on.
Thanks to Paul for sitting in for me, keeping my seat warm. I'm going to bring somebody next week.
Paul.
I'm bringing somebody next week that's to annoy you.
That's alright. Me and Paul don't care.
I'll bring my buddies.
I'll
bring all my buddies from our new YouTube channel.
Are over it.
I'll bring my buddies from our new YouTube channel that I already told everybody about earlier.
You do that. You do that. I have no interest in that anyway. Me and Paul are starting our own show.
The Martin and Paul show or the Paul Martin show? Paul Martin? Paul Martin, not somebody famous, no?
Table football fortnightly.
Fortnightly. You're a bad whore.
Get him up dancing. He loves to dance.
And the Beatles outfit.
Oh, what are we, tutu or something? These are only the classics for Paul.
Right, you hear. Get to bed.
Beer's done.
That's me. I'm near done
We're
as
done.
well. Right. Take care. Peace out, and see you in next week. Not in the fortnight.
Okay, okay.
Or not next month. See you later.
Bye, bye, bye.